Your calendar is packed. Your inbox is overflowing. But here's the real question. Is any of it actually moving the needle forward? It's been my experience that most leaders confuse activity with impact. The most effective leaders don't try to do it all. They're able to filter the noise, ignore the trivial, and focus on the decisions and actions that create momentum. Today, I'm breaking down how the best leaders prioritize so you can stop reacting and start leading with intentional focus. Let's dive in. Most leaders spend their day in back-to-back meetings, answering emails, and putting out fires. They're so busy dealing with the urgent pop-up tasks that many of them end their week exhausted. This can be really frustrating because their results don't match their effort. They know they worked hard, but they often can't tell you what they did to actually move the needle forward on the important stuff. Let's be honest. It's easy to start something, make a little bit of progress, get distracted by something else, and then bam, there goes your week. I see this with a lot of leaders who haven't mastered the ability to filter and prioritize all the things vying for their attention. See, the hidden cost of poor prioritization isn't just a packed calendar. It's losing sight of what really matters. When everything feels urgent, nothing important gets the attention that it deserves. The important project you should be leading ends up taking a back seat to some unnecessary fire drill. Team morale suffers, silently impacting the culture you work so hard to create. And your best people burn out, not because they're working hard, but because they're pouring all their time and energy into the wrong things. And here's the kicker. The greater your responsibility, the louder the noise gets. Every request that comes in feels important. Every meeting feels mandatory. Every email feels like it needs your input. But let's be real, that's not leadership. That's firefighting. And firefighting doesn't scale. Here's the difference between busy leaders and effective leaders. Busy leaders ask, what do I need to get done today? Effective leaders ask, what will actually move the business forward? See, they filter their focus through two simple lenses. First is major versus minor tasks. The most effective leaders I know divide their tasks by their value and impact. They separate them into major and minor tasks. They take the time to identify their top 3 big rocks for the week ahead. These are their major tasks that move the business forward that particular week. Everything else becomes a minor task. A lot of leaders, unfortunately, believe everything is a major task. What they're really doing is confusing activity with impact. They waste precious time on irrelevant tasks, what I call the minor things. Being busy doesn't count as much as some people think it does. Some leaders, in fact, are busy all day long working on tasks that have minimal impact, right? The minor things. The result, little progress is made on the most important tasks, what I refer to as the major things. Second is lead versus delegate. Not everything needs your fingerprints, right? Some things need your leadership, others just need your trust. If you're involved in every detail, what you're doing is you're robbing your team of growth. So start by asking yourself, does this really need me, or can someone else do it? If someone else can do it at least half as well as you can, delegate it. I say that because your job is to develop others, and that starts by creating the conditions for others to take ownership of something. Many leaders I know struggle with this. They confuse urgency with priorities. If that's you, remember that your energy belongs where your leadership adds unique value, vision, strategy, and decisions that only you can make. Everything else is an opportunity for your team to grow and develop. Let me tell you a quick story. I once worked with a senior leader who was constantly exhausted. His calendar was packed, his inbox was overflowing, but his big initiatives that he was so proud of just weren't moving. When we broke it down, we realized that the most of his week was consumed by low impact tasks, of minor things I was just referring to. He was everywhere, but not where it mattered. Once we started filtering and prioritizing through the two lenses I just mentioned, his week started to shape up differently. He cut about 30% of his meetings. He delegated more confidently, and the major projects that really mattered finally gained traction because he had time to devote his time and energy to them. That's the power of mastering the ability to filter and prioritize I was just talking about. Here's what I want you to take away from this. The most effective leaders prioritize by design. They're not reacting to the loudest voice in the room or the latest email in their inbox. Instead, they become extremely intentional about where they put their time and energy. They protect what matters most, and you know what? And they help their team do the same. Okay, if this hits home, I invite you to check out my PowerWeek PowerLife system. It's more than a program. It's a proven framework built for leaders who are tired of feeling like they have to react to everything and finally ready to lead with more clarity, focus, and discipline. Enrollment only opens a few times a year, and once it's full, it's full. So if you want first access and a chance to grab bonus tools that I don't share typically anywhere else, I encourage you to get on the waitlist today. Here's the truth. You need a system to filter and prioritize what matters so you can free up time for yourself. The link's in the description below. Get on the waitlist and I'll notify you as soon as enrollment opens. And if today's message resonated, here's how you can help others find it as well. First, give this video a like, right? Hit the like button, comment below about something related to your business. Maybe it's something about the personal productivity ritual that you need to work on. And of course, subscribe, because every week I'm sharing strategies to help you and your team embrace change, focus your efforts, and accelerate results. Remember this, you're just one idea away. I'll talk to you in the next video.